Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to make the most money in real estate. Hey, are you looking to make the most money in real estate? Whether you're new to real estate investing or a seasoned pro, in today's video we're going to be talking about 7 different strategies for maximizing your returns from your portfolio. All the way from finding the best deals to working with joint venture partners and everything in between. Stay tuned. All right, the first big tip for making the most money in real estate investing is to focus on high growth areas. What do I mean by that? I mean real estate markets where there is massive growth coming into that area. Job growth, economic growth from government spending, in-migration, all of these things coming together to create massive opportunities. So here's a great example. I'm up here in Canada, and in Canada, Ontario is the most populous province in the country, and especially Toronto. The Greater Toronto area is the most populated part of the entire country. And here's the crazy thing. Over the next number of years, our Prime Minister is bringing in 500,000 immigrants each and every year. So for the population size of the country, that is a huge influx. But here's the interesting thing. Out of all of those immigrants, at least 70% of them are going to stay in Ontario. Most of them are going to be settling in and around the GTA, the Toronto area. So that is kind of the perfect storm for all of this happening. That is the economic hub of the country. That's where the most population is concentrated. That's where the greatest influx of new people is coming. So what is that going to do for supply and demand? The demand is going up. The supply is not going up anywhere near as much as the demand. So that whole area is poised for massive growth. That's exactly what we're talking about with this first step. The second big key for making the most money in real estate is good old buy low, sell high. I know that sounds overused, but so few people do that, especially in a hot market. So a lot of real estate investors get swept up in things. Well, they're not actually real estate investors, they're real estate speculators. And they see, hey, everybody's buying properties. I got to run out and buy some property too. So they wait until the peak of the market, they buy the property, then the market goes through its normal cycle, it goes down a bit, they freak out, they buy high, they sell low. You want to do exactly the opposite. You want to see when people are scared is the perfect time to be buying properties. Just like Warren Buffett says, be fearful when other people are greedy and be greedy when other people are fearful. Same thing applies to real estate investing. So do your best to find either properties in a market that's kind of gone down a bit or find really smoking opportunities. There are always great opportunities in any market, whether it's high or low, whether it's hot or cold, there are great opportunities. So do your best to be able to find smoking deals, buy them at a discount, buy them with built-in equity, and then sell them when you want to sell them, not because you're forced to because of the market. So buy low, sell high. Third way to make the most money in real estate investing is to add value to your properties. So for example, if you got a single family home, this might be a BRRRR type deal where you're taking that property, you're fixing it up, you're renovating it, you're modernizing it, perhaps you're putting in a secondary suite into that property, and you're increasing the value and the cash flow on that property. If you're doing commercial properties like apartment buildings, etc., it's all about increasing the net operating income, the profitability of that property. And a small increase in profitability on a multifamily property can increase the value exponentially. It really is amazing. So look at ways to increase rents, to renovate suites, bring in new tenants at fair market rate, at today's rate, to bring your current rents up to fair market rate, rental rates, to bring in other revenue sources for those properties, to lower your expenses, to make your property more efficient, etc. All of these things that you can do to increase the value and the cash flow on your property is going to increase the value of that property as well. Tip number 4 is to invest in income producing properties, or in other words, focus on the cash flow. A lot of people buy properties just focusing on appreciation. They buy a property because they've seen that the market has been going up 10, 15, 20%, and they want to get in on that appreciation. Well, that's not really investing, that is speculation. On the other hand, if you buy a property that's got a built-in profit, in other words, it's cash flowing at the price you're paying for it today, then that is a much better, more solid investment, if you ask me. That way you're not relying on speculation. You know that this is a moneymaker from day one. So invest in properties that are cash flowing already, or that you know you can turn into cash flowing assets. What's an example of that? Well, let's say, for example, you're buying a condominium or a property in Florida, and it's currently rented out as just a regular unfurnished rental, and you turn that around and you turn it into a furnished short-term rental, and because you do that, you're able to increase your cash flow significantly compared to a normal rental. Well, that's a way that you can turn that property around and turn it from maybe cash flow negative or neutral to cash flow positive. So wherever possible, make sure that you're investing in properties that are either already cash flowing or you're very, very confident you can turn them around and make them cash flow very, very quickly. Number 5, leverage technology, automation, and delegation in your real estate investing business. So if you're kind of just managing things by hook and by crook all by yourself with jotting things down on Post-it notes and maybe a spreadsheet on your computer, consider taking things to the next level. Invest in software. Invest in property management software. Invest in accounting software. Invest in getting other people to manage your properties if you can do that. That's going to free up your time and allow you to scale instead of just focusing on the minutia, the day-to-day of managing your portfolio, right? So you can outsource things, you can delegate things, you can automate things. A great tip on this is when it comes to rent collections. Instead of going around and collecting checks from people or waiting for checks in the mail, get people set up from day one on automatic billing. So you're just debiting their account, or you've got a credit card on account, whatever it looks like. Make sure you can automate things as much as possible. That's going to make you much more profitable. 6th way to make money with real estate investing is to raise private capital. So there's only so much you can do on your own. If you're self-financing your deals, bam, sooner or later you're going to run out of cash, you're going to run out of credit, you're going to hit that wall, and you're going to get stuck or stall out. On the other hand, when you start tapping into other people's money, you start bringing on private lenders, or better yet, even joint venture partners, then that's going to allow you to scale. That's going to allow you to grow. You can either do more of the kind of deals you're currently doing, or you can start getting into even bigger, better deals if that's what you prefer to do. But the world's your oyster if you got access to other people's money. So the best place to look for this capital, the best place to find these private investors is within your own existing network of connections. Friends, family members, coworkers, business associates. Show them what you're doing with real estate investing. Create curiosity. Ideally, get them kind of reaching out to you, asking about your deals. And you can do that with effective investor marketing, that's for sure. Get that curiosity, get them reaching out to you, and then start bringing them on board and sharing the wealth with them. It's the perfect way to create a real win-win scenario. You're able to grow your portfolio, and you're able to help them get all the benefits of real estate investing without having to figure it out on their own. They're going to piggyback on your experience, on your deals, on your team. They're going to bring the capital, you're going to bring the deal, and together you're going to make magic happen. 7th tip I got for you today about how to make the most money with real estate investing is scaling. Now, scaling is more than just growing your portfolio. The more that you grow your portfolio, typically the more efficient you're going to become. You're going to have to be, right? You're going to have to start working with efficiencies of scale. We talked a little bit about that with automations and whatnot. So the bigger your portfolio gets, the more you're going to have to start relying on these automations and these systems to make things work better. And the good news is, if you do that, that's going to increase your profitability. That's going to allow you to grow. That's going to snowball things and just really help you maximize your returns on investment. Now, this reminds me of a great story of a client of ours, Rick Wheeler. Rick, when I first met Rick, had one property under his belt, and he was actually negative cash flow on it. It was a single-family home. It wasn't making any money as a normal rental. He was actually coming out of pocket a few $100 every month just to subsidize the thing. So fortunately, Rick was a smart guy. He got education about how to do real estate investing better. He decided to focus on the BRRRR strategy. He renovated that property. He put in a basement suite. He got that cash flowing very, very nicely. And then he started bringing on joint venture partners to do deals with. He brought on his first joint venture partner. They did another BRRRR deal, a single family home with a suite in it. And that worked really well. In fact, he started renting out the garages separately on those properties. He did another. He ended up doing 19 of these deals, all with single family homes, all with suites in them, all renting the garages out separately. He got to the point where he was cash flowing $900 a month per property after he paid out his investor partner. So in other words, that was his share of the cash flow. I'm not sure what 900 times 19 is, but it's pretty darn good. Why was he able to do that? Because he was bringing on private investors, private joint venture partners. That's how he scaled his business. So that's how you make the most profit, is by bringing on more joint venture partners, scaling your business, and doing more deals. Speaking of scaling your business and doing more deals, if you're looking to bring on joint venture partners and private capital for your deals, this is the book. This is the resource you need, the Money Partner Formula. You can get a free copy. Just click on the link in the description below or go to investorattractionbook.com. This goes over the entire process that Rick used to attract investors to him instead of chasing after him. This allowed him to raise all the capital he needed to grow his portfolio to where he could quit his job and have a very, very, very good income thanks to real estate investing. You can do the same thing.